Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
Usually at this point in the day, we would see some yellows, maybe even some oranges on this temperature map, but not today. All greens and all blues, and that means that we are much cooler than we were yesterday, only getting up to 64 degrees in Medford, already down to 48 degrees in Lakeview, and we are still in the 60s along the coast in Curry County. Current picture on satellite and radar looks a lot different than it did at this point yesterday. Yesterday we had a big massive rain that was working its way from west to east. Right now just a few showers that are in northern Josephine County, currently working their way towards the Grant Pass area. So if you're planning on heading out for dinner in Grants Pass, just keep in mind that there might be a few sprinkles in that area, but nothing really substantial. That trend will continue overnight. We might have a few sporadic showers, especially along the coast, but most of that will fizzle out. But then tomorrow, more showers arrive along the coast. This is around 3:15 tomorrow. But again, as far as rainfall totals projected with this are concerned, nothing like we saw yesterday. Just very light showers. The big weather story, in fact, is going to be how cold we're going to get tonight. We're going to dip down into potentially the teens in some of these valleys in northern Klamath County. For the rest of this area shaded in purple, low temperatures could very easily dip down into the 20s in northeastern Siskiyou County, western Siskiyou County, Klamath and Lake counties. So if you're in those areas tonight, be sure you are protecting sensitive plants and crops, and that you're dripping the faucets and protecting outdoor plumbing, and of course bringing in any outdoor pets. And that also goes for this area shaded in blue. That's where frost advisory is in effect. It goes for the west side valleys of Jackson, Josephine, and Curry counties, and for the west side valleys of Siskiyou County. Here temperatures won't get nearly as cold as those areas that were outlined in the purple, but those lows could still drop down between 32 to 36 degrees. So as the name of the advisory would imply, frost is certainly possible overnight going into tomorrow morning. So for tonight, we're going to dip down into the 40s and potentially the 30s in our west side valleys. Again, drizzle is possible along the coast and inland, but it would just be a few sprinkles. Very chilly conditions, borderline brutally cold in the basin and up in the Cascades. For tomorrow, we're finally going to get back into the 70s, lower 70s in our west side valleys. We might have a few showers once again along the coast, as we'll be in the 60s into the basin. We will also be in the mid 60s, and finally getting out of the 30s at Crater Lake, we will be in the lower 50s for tomorrow. If you plan on taking a hike over the next 3 days in our west side valleys, it will be a beautiful stretch of weather to do so. We won't be dealing with those cooler conditions like we were today, warming back up into the 80s by the time we get to Thursday. And air quality is great, so you'll have some spectacular views to look at. So here's your 7-day forecast. A slight chance of showers tomorrow along the coast, and dry conditions sandwiched in between. Another slight chance for showers on Tuesday, but that is still very far out in advance, so models will certainly have more to say about that as we progress forward in time. Very good air quality in Northern California. Very comfortable conditions. Will warm up into the 80s by the time we head into Saturday and into Sunday. In the Klamath Basin, also very good air quality. Very cold tonight. We have those freeze warnings in place, but then we'll finally gradually warm back up into the 70s, almost getting into the 80s by the time we get into the weekend. That freeze warning is also in effect for portions of the Cascades, but we'll get back into the 70s towards the end of the week. And then in the Rogue Valley, maybe a sprinkle or two tomorrow, but we completely dry out by the time we get to Thursday, and our temperatures return into the 80s.